What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another FC24 video. Today I'm going to be discussing your comments on the One Nation Champions event that offers Enzo Fernandez as a reward. Usually when I do the 6 PM content, my opinion on the content is my opinion. It doesn't really change. Sometimes you guys agree with me, sometimes you guys disagree with me. And, I just give what I think is my initial reaction to a piece of content from EA. But this one here has not only kind of just created an internal debate for myself and some of you guys I was talking about with this on stream, but you guys have had so much to say about it. And yeah, I think there's a lot to discuss and a lot to address with this. So first of all, for those of you that don't know, yesterday EA released this really cool Enzo Fernandez card. He's 95 rated with 5-star, 5-star. He's got very good stats already. And of course, you would expect Argentina to go far, if not win, the Copa America, which means this Enzo Fernandez, already 5-star, 5-star, has every opportunity to get a 4th play style plus and +4. So he could become, by the end of Copa America, a 99 rated card with 4 play style pluses. If he gets boosted up to a 99 rated card, he will have 98 dribbling, 99 passing, 97 physical, which will be basically 99 in every stat. He'll have 94 defending, 94 pace, 92 shooting, unless EA decide to give different styles of boosts, where they give maybe 2s elsewhere. Recently in the live cards, it hasn't always been a static +1, which has actually been quite nice, to be fair. And so initially, you look at this Enzo Fernandez, and it's brilliant. We don't understand, first and foremost, why we get an Argentine for completing a One Nation Champions England event. They could have given so many different cards from England. There are so many new players that are going to be playing at the Euros for England. There are so many players that have not had special cards that are English this time around. But this Enzo Fernandez is here. The way to get him, and when I first saw this, I was pretty gassed because for me, for one of my accounts where I run an England team leading up to the Euros, this Jordan Pickford is going to be fantastic because, as you guys will well know now, looking at your own England teams and maybe going to the market to try and buy some players, England are really, really short on good goalkeepers in the game this year. You've got UCL Pope, who's decent. Other than that, you've got Mary Earp's Team of the Year and Keating Team of the Season, but they're both about 5'6" or 5'5", and that is just a problem in the game this year. Goalkeeper height matters a lot this year. And then other than that, you've got Gold Pope, Gold Ramsdale, Gold Pickford, and a whole bunch of the low-rated crud cards that no one cares about. And of course, there's no more David Seaman in the game. He used to have an icon card back in the day. But Jordan Pickford is pretty cool. When I looked through this promo, and I'll get to addressing your comments in a moment because they're so valid and they're so true. When I got to looking at this promo, first of all, I was like, 83 by 3 is sick, 84 by 2 is sick, 83 by 10 is sick, 85 by 2, so nice. 83 by 20 for winning 4 games in champs is brilliant. Jordan Pickford for 6 wins is brilliant. And 84 by 10 for 10 wins is brilliant. And 86 by 2 for 12 wins is brilliant. And the reason why I thought it was brilliant at the time is because I was only looking at it from my own perspective. And my perspective is, I have an England account, I have an England team, and I have got 11 wins in champs with that team last weekend with 2 games to spare, and 11 wins in champs the weekend before with 2 games to spare. And so now for me, coming up against the same caliber of players, but maybe players with worse teams because they're England teams, I was like, nice, I know I can get at the very least the 10 win rank. I can probably get this 12 win rank, and that's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to get this Enzo Fernandez. I'm going to have a brilliant team. I'm going to have, this Pickford is going to help me. I'm going to have all of this fodder packs. It's going to be great. So from my own selfish point of view, I like this a lot. But one thing that EA have done this season, since the festival football season started, is, first of all, we have had a massive lack of XP. I think if you've done everything up till now, you are level 5. I don't think you can get to level 6 yet. I don't think you... Maybe you can. Well, you actually might be able to now after Rivals Rewards this morning. But I don't think it's possible to get any higher than level 6 or maybe level 7. which is wild given the fact that we are already now a full week into a season that plays up to level 35. The fact that they are kind of gatekeeping these cards, even though we wouldn't be able to get them until sort of like the middle to the back end of the Euros anyway, is just a bit weird. You know, some of these cards are going to be upgraded already before we even get to obtain them. And so first of all, the lack of XP is quite surprising, and the fact that this objective offers no XP is quite surprising. But second of all, the friendlies that we have now, for example, even the daily play, right? The daily play is a little bit worse than it has been. It was a 75 by 5, an 81 by 2, and an 82 by 2, I believe, in previous, like during Team of the Season. But also we had the daily SBC like completionist, which was a bronze player for an 81 by 2. That's gone. And then at the end of it, through it, you would get lots of good stuff. And at the end of it, you'd get like a really, really big pack. But even the friendly tournament that we've got, the Festival of Football Cup, it's an 80 by 2, an 81 by 2, an 83 by 2, an 83 by 2. And then for 15 goals, it's an 83 by 3, win 3, win 6, and win 10. Doesn't offer anything great. And win 12 is only an 85 by 2. And the reason why I say only an 85 by 2 and the group reward is an 87 by 2 is because last season, we were getting every single week for team of the season, for each individual team of the season that was coming. We was getting loads of XP for the off leagues. You know, it was just play some games and score some goals for like hundreds or thousands of XP. But during every friendly tournament, it was only play 6, win 6, and score 10. And within those objectives, you were able to get 3 team of the season packs and a multitude of other bigger packs than what we've got here. So they've nerfed the amount of XP we can collect. They've nerfed the amount of rewards that we can get from the friendly things. And so when, again, the reason why I bring that up is when, again, I looked at this One Nation Champions England setup, I was like, okay, finally, they've actually given us some good rewards, because these rewards are akin to what we were getting before, an 83 by 10 or an 83 by 20, an 84 by 10. These were the sort of rewards we were getting for the content that we had during the team of the season. And so again, my mind immediately shifted to, this is really cool. As time went on, and as I said, sometimes more often than not, my initial reaction on content is the truth, in my opinion, right? I never kind of say things to elicit a reaction. I never try and rub EA or viewers up the wrong way, and I never try and rub you guys or EA up the right way. I just give my genuine, honest opinion on the content. Sometimes, when it sinks in, I realize I was just wrong. And on this one, I was just wrong. Not because of why some people are upset, because some people are upset that these cards are behind 12 win rank or a 6 win rank. I actually really like, just like with the Fekir reward, I really like EA putting cards behind win ranks that guarantee you something better than somebody that hasn't got a certain amount of wins. I asked people last night to tweet me their best rewards for 9 or 11 wins and their worst rewards for like rank 1, rank 2, or rank 3. And the amount of people that got 9 or 11 wins, as I'm looking at right here, as I'll share with you guys right here, the amount of people, this guy said 11 wins. He got Red Haaland and Red Messi for 11 wins. And then I had people that were messaging me that were getting rank 1, 2, and 3 that were just getting the deadest of picks. We've got another 11 win rank right here where there's a Cristiano Ronaldo and a Declan Rice from 11 wins. And so when people can get 9 or 11 wins, and this here is somebody's rank 1 reward for La Liga, they got Savio, Miguel Gutierrez, and Dani Carvajal. That is savage. So when EA released, for example, the Fekir and the Azpilicueta, I thought that was brilliant. First of all, the Azpilicueta was just a play the game objective, which was brilliant. The Fekir was win 13 objective, which the reason why I thought that was specifically brilliant is because I think 14 wins in this game is significantly harder to achieve generally than 13 wins. It's such a big gap in skill, which is quite surprising, but it doesn't sound like it should be because it's just one win. But it felt nice, I'm sure, especially for some of you guys, that you didn't have to worry about getting that 14. Getting that 13 would have been just fine. And so 13 win rank to get something was great, and 12 win rank to get this Enzo is great. And so I really like the fact that EA are rewarding certain people who are good at the game a card that they know that they're getting that is better than something that somebody who's not as good at the game is getting. Because you've got your shot at 9 or 11 wins to get better reds, better rewards, better packs. You know, you can open your 85x2 for 9 wins and get a big icon. You can get Kenny Dalglish icon tradable, whereas somebody who gets rank 1 could open their like 87x4 and literally just get 487s. And that has never sat right with me, but I also understand that EA don't want to just continually give that buffer to people at the top end to pull away massively. I'm sure they could rework the reward system. Hopefully they will for next year. But I really like the idea of assigning, and I've talked about this years ago for squad battles more specifically than champs, but I really like the idea of assigning certain players, or even if it's the same player at different ratings, or different ranks and different win ranks. Like imagine, for example, this Enzo Fernandez is a 95 rated version for 12 wins, a 93 rated version for 10 wins, a 91 rated version for 8 wins. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now the better you are, the better version you get, but everybody gets one and he's upgradable, and that's great. That would have been great. But after talking through it and thinking through it and reading some of your guys' comments, it's the problem with this started to arise. The first problem is it has to be done in champs where not everybody has to have the England team. And that, for me, is a big mistake for EA, because it is already difficult enough for some people to hit 11 or 12 wins with their best team. And so the fact that if they want to have a chance at these rewards, they have to put in a lesser team and get more wins than they normally get is going to be difficult. It wouldn't have been too bad if everybody had to use a full England team. But because only the people that want these rewards have to use a full England team, it means that you may well come up against 20 opponents that have no interest in this these rewards, and have their team of the season Haalands and team of the season Ronaldos and team of the season Mbappes and 95 Elise cards and all of these really incredible, you know, the Barcola SBC, all of these incredible cards where you were already struggling to get 9 or 11 wins. Now you're playing with a worse team. What chance have you got? And so it's really bad. It is really bad from EA to put this in champs unless they made everybody go in with a full England team. And one of the other issues that has arisen with that, outside of the goalkeeper alone situation, is the fact that a lot of the premium English players, more specifically the goalkeepers, because there's actually quite a lot of other players. But Mary Earps, for example, went from 80k to now being extinct at 160k. So even if you wanted to buy Team of the Year Mary Earps, because she still probably is the best England goalkeeper, first of all, you can't because she's not on the market. And second of all, you would struggle anyway because her price point has gone up massively. And who the hell has 160,000 coins in the game these days? The same thing with Keating. Team of the Season Keating has gone from 40,000 coins and is now extinct at 60,000 coins, which leaves you with UCL Pope. Now, UCL Pope, unfortunately, went from 27,000 coins to being extinct at 40,000 coins. So that leaves you with the gold goalkeepers, unless you already had one. And although sometimes I think the community doesn't help themselves, the fact that this Pope went to 9, basically extinct to 9k from 2.5k is wild, because the champs doesn't start until Friday and it runs until Wednesday morning. Do you know how many times you'll pack this card between now and then? Anybody that rushed to buy this Pope at 10k or to buy Ramsdale at 10k is for me just a bit strange, because these cards will just come back down, or you will pack it untradeable out of some pack inevitably because they are so common. So I was a bit surprised that people were running to them. But even like Kyle Walker, that was already a mad expensive card, jumped up nearly 100,000 coins based on this news. Cole Palmer's inform kind of was already erratic. Maybe not for him. Declan Rice team of the season went up 50,000 coins off the back of this. So not only have EA kind of made it difficult for people if they don't have the best England team, one of the other things that has come as a negative is all of the top-end English players, well, most of the top English players anyway, were unobtainable for most. If you didn't hit them, luckily in red rewards, you probably didn't have them. So then all of the next set of like affordable English players have spiked so much in price that so many people just cannot afford to buy them to even put together a good English team, which means a lot of people are going to be going into this champs run with an absolutely awful set of English players. Or not necessarily like a full set, but you're going to have a really poor goalkeeper, and you might just end up having like a gold Trent at right back, and some rando, literally like an 85 Cole Palmer inform as your centre mid, and then you're going to come up against people with like 96 rated, 97 rated Jude Bellingham, or 96 rated, 95 rated Walt Zaire-Emery, and players like that, and you're just going to have no chance. And trust me, from somebody who's played with an England team that has got a goalkeeper that has been Pope, Pickford, and Ramsdale, I've tried all three of them. These low-rated goalkeepers against attackers that have got 99 shooting, all of these playstyle pluses, all of these playstyles that give them even better shooting, you've got no chance. You will concede at least twice the amount of goals you normally concede on average per game because you've got a shoddy goalkeeper. So until you even get 6 wins and get the 94 Pickford, you're going to struggle. And already, like, so many people struggle to get 6 wins. And so for some of the comments that I've got here, one of them's from Tom Webb. He says, can't wait to go into champs with a full English team to play 20 nerds with 0 English players in their lineups. And that, again, is where I think EA have made a mistake. And this would have been so much better, either as a friendly objective. I think as a friendly objective, it would have made the most sense. But what they could have done instead is just make it doable in champs qualifiers, champs, and rivals. Because at that point, if you only need to win 12 games across all 3 of those tournaments in 7 days, you only get, you could probably just do it in rivals without even going into champs. But if you wanted to try it in champs as well, happy days. But if you could do it in rivals, you might end up struggling a little bit in rivals because you're playing in whatever division you're in against super teams. But you'd eventually be able to get the wins. Perseverance would work there. Adding rivals as an option here, if not in a friendly mode, would have been a great idea from EA. We've got No8778 says, I've been waiting as a Chelsea fan for this supposed SBC for 5 days. That is where maybe you should, as a community, we should not necessarily always take as gospel what the leakers leak, because a lot of people were prepared for Enzo and Pickford as SBCs, and now, of course, they've come as an objective. And that's almost like self-inflicted pain that you was waiting for this as an SBC. If it was never slated from EA to be an SBC, it's a bit of an own goal, that one. But EA made this an impossible objective for me with a trash England team when I'd struggled to get 12 wins even with my regular team in this trash game and meta. Cheers, EA. And I sympathise with you, man. I sympathise with you because on an account for me personally, where these rewards would mean a lot, I've started a new account where I'm trying to get every icon SBC completed by just playing the game, no FIFA points or whatever. I could do with these rewards so well, but I cannot put together a good England team at all, and that sucks. So I completely sympathise with you there. And then Con Snow says, it's June, man. Why not just put him in friendlies? And that is the thing. It was that comment that I read last night that I screenshotted, where I was like, God damn. Like, the memes of like, oh, it's June or it's August or whatever are always float around the game. But it is June, and it is a goalkeeper, and then a 95 rated Enzo that in this moment, I think I would be upset if I missed out on it. But the truth is, by time he does get some upgrades, and by time he gets potentially a full upgraded 99 rated card, we'll have multiple 99 rated cards. We'll have so many other awards, rewards, SBCs and objectives between now and then, that this card won't really bother you but for not having him that much. But in this moment, it's June, EA. Why are we putting this card behind a 12-win rank that requires a squad that not everybody has to have to play the game mode? I don't know. Like, if it was 6 wins for that Enzo, great. If it was 9 wins, maybe even a little bit more reasonable. If it was in friendly mode, definitely great. It is June. It is June. It is June. You know, we've got July, August, and then 2-3 weeks in September. We've got about 12 weeks, maybe 13 weeks of this game cycle left. Why are we putting this behind such an extensive win rank? I don't understand. And 2 more comments that I picked out that I wanted to address with you guys here today is Zucinio says, man, I've stopped playing Foot Champs, and now they've given a player that's impossible for the casuals to get. And that was the biggest thing for me, is because, like I said, I kind of addressed it at the start of this video. I don't mind them putting cards in the game that's impossible for the casuals to get in general, because I think that's how it should be. I think you should be rewarded as a guarantee if you're better than somebody who's not. And so I like the idea of, some really cool, unique, high-rated players at high win ranks and not having them at lower win ranks, because it incentivizes you to actually be good at the game. I know not everyone agrees with that outlook, but that's how I genuinely believe. I'm sure everybody would love it if that one time that they did hit a good reward. I know a lot of you guys get 9 or 11 wins regularly, and on the odd weekend here or there, you get 14 or 16. And chances are you don't get anything better than your 9 or 11 win reward rank. Surely you would feel good if, when you eventually hit that 14 or eventually hit that 16 wins, you got a card that was like, yes, this was worth it. This year, previous years, that hasn't been the situation. And the last comment I picked up was from JJ, an English objective for an Argentine lol. I don't get that side of things. I won't get that side of things. They could have done the One Nation Champions England, put it in friendlies, and put the group reward as like a 93 rated Adam Wharton card, right? In friendlies. And then they could have put 95 Enzo Fernandez as 13 wins in champs, but no requirements. That would have made way more sense. Nice. Just like with Fekir, there's a really cool Enzo Fernandez card for 12 or 13 wins. Brilliant. Go and play for him. Love it. Get champs pop in. Get people in champs. Great. Simultaneously, in friendlies, you can go and earn all of these packs, and you can earn Pickford, and you can earn Wharton if you want to, but you've got to use your England team, but you're going to help build your England team by getting these players. Brilliant. That would have suited, I think, everybody. And so I just wanted to come on today and literally just have that conversation with you guys. Like, I don't understand why EA have done this like this. As I say, my initial reaction was, oh, this was good because it suited me personally. But the truth be told is this is a bit of a miss of an objective, and EA Champs hasn't opened yet. There is time to change it. There is time to change it. There is time to add rivals into it. There is time to add friendlies mode into it as well. There is time to change it. So hopefully one of the content guys at EA, who I know they watch my videos from time to time, sees this, sympathizes with us, appreciates it's June, and gives us what we want. That, though, guys, for today is going to be the end of the video. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Peace.